Billy Briz back at it again with the Week 4 NFL DFS video. Yes, I have the tinker right this week. This is where you can follow me over on Twitter at Getting Bills. And if you're looking for a book, use mybookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports Radio. And this video is presented by Pub Sports Radio. Let's get right into this slate because there's a lot to break down on this slate this week. First things first, the reason why this video is coming out a little bit later than usual is because of the injury news that we have gotten and received throughout the day. Who we already know that is going to be out for this week: Michael Thomas, Chris Godwin, Cam Akers, Jared Cook, Jimmy G, Raheem Mostert, Deshaun Jackson, Brian Edwards, Steven Sims, Michael Pittman, Mike Williams. Questionable is DeAndre Hopkins. He hasn't practiced all week. Christian Kirk, he's also questionable. He's gotten a limited amount of sessions in this week. McLaurin, he's looking a little bit more doubtful than questionable. Zach Moss is also potentially going to be out this week because Carson looks like he's a go. Carlos Hyde looks like he's almost a go. And Kareem Hunt, we do not know if he's playing this weekend. And doubtful is Henry Ruggs, who's already in for this week. George Kittle, Will Fuller, DJ Chark, John Brown, Duke Johnson. So let's get into this slate because there's a lot to talk about in this slate this week. First things first that we're going to talk about is going to be the running back position. The running back position is listed by two studs right here, Alvin Kamara and Ezekiel Elliott. I said this earlier in the video, Michael Thomas is out this week, so this is the absolute smash spot for Alvin Kamara this week. I'm looking to play team jamming in this week. I'm probably going to go with two high-priced running backs and a third high-priced receiver also as well. Alvin Kamara is going to start off with that one. As you can see, his usage in the passing game goes extremely high when Michael Thomas is out. So Alvin Kamara this week is in a smash spot. I'm definitely going to be sure to get him in my cash game lineups. Going down a little bit, Ezekiel Elliott, the cover boy of this video at $7,800. Perfect game script. The running back box that you want to check off is home running back and their favorite. Ezekiel Elliott definitely checks off those boxes this week. At $7,800, I feel like he should be an $8,500 price player this week. So Ezekiel Elliott is definitely going to be in a smash spot this week against the Cleveland Browns and one of the highest game totals this week. So I would definitely be playing Ezekiel Elliott. Going down a little bit in the player pool a little bit. I do like James Robinson. I think he makes for a good GPP option this week. His volume seems definitely safe with the 11 attempts and 6 targets last week. And throughout the whole entire year, he's just been used consistently as the Jaguars running back. But I don't feel like he is a cash game option for me this week. Going down a little bit more, I really like Clyde Edwards-Helaire of the Kansas City Chiefs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is in a perfect game spot right here. Home against New England. He's been really used in the passing game these last couple of weeks. 6 targets on that Island game Monday night, 8 targets the week before that. Definitely different from where we saw the first week of the season. And he's only been fell in the end zone once. So I definitely feel like he's definitely due for some touchdowns this week. So I would definitely be sure to play Clyde Edwards-Helaire this week. Kenyon Drake. What you really want to highlight this week is the 5 to 6K range. The 5 to 6K range of running backs is really where you're going to make your bread and butter at this week on this slate. Kenyon Drake in the perfect game script against the Carolina Panthers without DeAndre Hopkins potentially, or even Christian Kirk. One might be able to see his receptions go up. That's the only reason why he's not in my first cash game build, is because the receptions are a little bit lower than what I want it to be. But Carolina has given up so many touchdowns to that running back position throughout these last couple of years. That is the funnel defense that you definitely want to attack. Going down a little bit more with Cam Akers being out and injury report stuff that I was talking about earlier, Darrell Henderson Jr. is definitely going to be a good play at $5,800. He has been really coming on these last 2 weeks. And the Rams have one of the best third down conversion rates in the league, and the Giants have one of the worst defenses in the league. So the Rams have one of the highest point totals this week. Without Cam Akers being on this team, you could definitely see Henderson getting enough touches to get the job done in GPPs. He's cash game viable but a fringe cash game play. Going down a little bit more, I really do like David Johnson this week. I actually like the Texans team as a whole. I think I want to attack the passing game a little bit more than the rushing game, but with the team having 10 higher expected points than they have averaged all year, that just shows the type of game script and the game spot that they're in this week against Minnesota at home. David Johnson can definitely get the job done. If Duke Johnson's out for this game, you could definitely see him be a full bell cow back. And with him being a full bell cow back, you could definitely sneak in a good game this week in GPPs at $5,600. Going down a little bit more, I think I'm a little bit off on this play compared to the rest of the market, but I definitely see Mike Davis popping up in projection systems, but his name definitely can't be non-hovered over with 9 and 8 targets since Christian McCaffrey has been out. He's in a good spot this week against Arizona at $5,700. I'll be sure to try to get to him in GPPs, but I don't know if he's going to make my cash game main lineup. And then also $5,000. Just a volume play right here, Myles Gaskin at $5,000. This is a good play. He had 22 attempts last week against Jacksonville. Why I don't think he'll get that many attempts, I really want to highlight on how he's been used in the passing game. 5, 7, and 4 targets so far this season. So that's pretty good usage and volume at $5,000. Let me check the chat real quick, make sure we don't have any comments. All right, we're good. That's really where I want to say about the running back position. But I started off this video saying this, and I will be a testament to this throughout the video. Team jamming in this week: Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't know how popular this is going to be this week. It will probably be more popular as the closer we get to Sunday. But I really think these 3 running backs give you a 60-touch floor this week with just incredible ceiling. Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Those are the 3 running backs I'm mainly looking to play in my cash games. And yes, all 3 in the same exact lineup. Team jamming in this week. That's how we're playing NFL DFS this week. As we go to the wide receiver position this week, there are some good wide receiver plays, but to be honest with you, the wide receiver position is kind of more variance week to week. So I definitely don't want to pigeonhole myself to some chalkier options, but there's definitely some really good point per dollar plays at the wide receiver position. What up, Neil? And the first wide receiver that we're going to talk about is DK Metcalf at $6,800. People might want to go to Tyler Lockett this week, but I think DK Metcalf is definitely going to have a good game against Miami. I feel like that little bit of a pricing change, him going up, is going to garner less ownership than he did last week against Dallas. But the price difference, those $200 really might make a lot of difference this week, especially if you're going with the team jamming in option that we're going with for this video in this week. Going down a little bit more in the player pool, I do like Cooper Kupp. This is a good spot against the LA Rams are playing at home against the Giants. So this is a really good spot for Cooper Kupp to keep on continuing the good things that he's been doing this year. He's been playing very well these last couple of weeks, and even week 1 against Dallas, that was his lowest point total so far this year. And 9 receptions, 10 targets. That is a really good floor for Cooper Kupp. Going down a little bit more, you can really play anybody in this 6K range. Where I really want to highlight this week, and especially for this video, is the under 5K range as plays for a wide receiver, because that's really where you're going to have to save your money at this week. Just this 5K range of wide receiver is just absolutely loaded right now at the 4 to 5K range. I'm going to start off with, where is he at? Where's Kirky at? Here, I'll start off with there's just so many options in this range. I'll start off with Hunter Renfrow at $4,600. He's going to be the Raiders' main wide receiver this week. It's looking like Henry Ruggs, Bryan Edwards are both doubtful. So it's looking like Nelson Aguilar and Zay Jones are going to be on the 2 outside. And Buffalo's really soft in the middle, I would say. They're can be really beat by slot receivers, and Hunter Renfrow is looking really good. One of the things that I like to really do when I'm looking at wide receivers at this cheap range is look at where their player props are really set at. And Hunter Renfrow right now, his player props are set around like 5.5 receptions with 60 yards, and that's a really good floor for him, and that's a good baseline projection at $4,600. I definitely like Hunter Renfrow this week. Also, if Christian Kirk is out this week and DeAndre Hopkins is out this week, I think Andy Isabella is going to be a very popular target. He filled in that Christian Kirk role really good last week. I wasn't on him personally. I couldn't get there. But he had a really good week last week, was used in the passing game, and had a rushing attempt also as well. Andy Isabella is also good price. Brandon Cooks at $4,500. I do like the game stack of Deshaun Watson with Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller, and bringing it back with Dalvin Cook or Adam Thielen. So Brandon Cooks this week at $4,500 is a good value option to get the savings. Also, I said John Brown is in this week, but if he is out, where is Gabriel Davis? Gabriel Davis is $3,200. This is a really good salary saving option this week if John Brown is out. But if he is not out, I do like the Demir Bird play from New England this week. New England's one of those teams you have to really follow their game script, and if you follow their game script, that's the type of plays that are going to pop out. And for this game, I feel like Kansas City is going to be up a lot in this game, so they're going to be able to have to pass. And Demir Bird and N'Keal Harry are both two really good plays. If Demir Bird can 3x that $3,000 price tag, get you 9 points, he'll definitely pay off that price tag. But that is where I really wanted to nail at, was the under 5K range on wide receiver, because that's where you're going to have to save your money at this week if you want to play team jamming in. At the tight end position, this is a little bit different. The tight end position feels very weird this week because I don't want to play Kelsey or Andrews. I can understand the love for Andrews because Lamar Jackson, Marquise Brown, that whole entire Baltimore Ravens stack, that's probably going to be the lowest ownership stack that you're going to get all year from them. But what I really want to highlight is the first name is TJ Hawkinson. TJ Hawkinson against the Saints. The Saints have allowed a touchdown in every game to the tight end position so far this year. And TJ Hawkinson has had 4 receptions in every game so far, or at least 50 yards. So he's had a baseline floor so far. So we're looking for a splash game. And at $4,800, I feel like he has way higher upside than the players that are priced in the same exact range as him. For example, a lot of people are going to play Mike Gesicki this week paired with Ryan Fitzpatrick. But if you want to get a one-off in a high total game, I definitely do like TJ Hawkinson at $4,800. Going down a little bit more, I feel like Dalton Schultz is a better FanDuel play than Draftkings play. On FanDuel, he's below 5K, but on Draftkings, he is in the $4,300 range. So I definitely would play him on FanDuel instead of Draftkings. Going down a little bit more, if you want to get a little bit nasty and ugly, I feel like Logan Thomas without Steven Sims definitely should see a somewhat of an uptick in targets, and his expected points is one of the highest at the position. So he definitely needs to get the job done. But at $3,500, you're not really paying a lot for him. So I definitely do like Logan Thomas this week. And the last tight end that I'll talk about, he's going to go with my Deshaun Watson stacks, is Jordan Atkins from the Houston Texans. He's been showing a somewhat of a floor so far this year, $3,300. I do like that game stack with Deshaun Watson and his pass catchers. That would definitely be a low-owned game stack if you get different around it. Let me look at the chat real quick. What do you think of Godwin for Anderson and White if your best 2 RBs are Hines? I do not like that trade, but I guess if you're in a pinch and you want to get rid of Godwin, but I feel like you're not getting the same value back as if you drafted Godwin and traded him away for those 2 players. But let's get into the top game stacks of the week before we talk about lineup construction in this video. Top game stacks of this week, it's pretty clear and obvious. The Seattle-Miami game stack, Ryan Fitzpatrick at $5,400. This is a perfect game script for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Seattle has won the highest point totals this week. They're also playing in Miami. Ryan Fitzpatrick does really well. I shouldn't say he does really well, but his best games are when the expected team has 30-plus points. So Ryan Fitzpatrick at $5,400. We haven't really been blessed on Draftkings so far this year with a below 6K chalkier option, but Ryan Fitzpatrick can definitely get the job done. Russell Wilson at $7,800 is a good GPP play. He's been absolutely crushing it so far this year. You compare him with his pass catchers like Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. For this one, I'll show you what you can do for this type of game. You can play Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, run it back with Gesicki, and even if you like Devontae Parker, you don't really have to play him in this one. But this is how you can get different in a game. Very chalky options are going to be at. My fault. I'm talking while I'm doing this video. So it's a little bit hard to do. We're just plugging in a random defense. Don't hold me down and say, oh, Bill, you picked this defense for your video. No, I didn't. This is just to show you guys the type of builds that you can build this week. Put DJ Moore in here. And then if you wanted to do something like that, Russell Wilson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Elliott, Metcalf, Bird, Moore, Gesicki, Gaskin, and Texans defense. I shouldn't even say his name is Gaskins. It's Carol Baskin. Little play on words right there. But another game stack that I really like for this week, as you can tell, is this New England-Kansas City game. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the best point per dollar play on this whole entire slate, to be honest with you. I don't know how many people are going to agree with that. Let me know in the comment sections if you agree with that. But at $6,400, dude, you got to smash Clyde Edwards-Helaire in this week. So Cam Newton is also projected to be one of the chalkier options at the quarterback position for cash games. You can play N'Keal Harry. And this is how you can get different in a game stack pretty quickly on this slate. Run it back, bang. And then you still have some value for the studs on the slate. And then another game stack that I really like for this week is this Minnesota-Houston game. A lot of points are going to be scored in this game. I did want to originally run it back with Dalvin Cook, but Dalvin Cook kind of doesn't really cut it for me in the passing game of recent, which is a little bit concerning because I've been fading him, and he's been absolutely crushing in a couple of spots so far this year. But I really do like this game stack this week for the Houston Texans. You can play Will Fuller at $5,900. I know some people do not like Will Fuller, but Will Fuller should absolutely smash in this spot. And he's healthy too. Brandon Cooks. And if you really wanted to get different, you can play Jordan Atkins too. And you can run back with Adam Thielen. Obviously, I'm not going to play all three of those wide receivers in the stack, but that shows the different type of flexibility that you can do at this game stack this week, because the Texans have 10 points higher expected than they have averaged all season so far. So that's the reason why I like that game stack. My fault. I had my mic over there for the majority of this video. So let me know in the comment section if the video audio wasn't as clear as it usually is. But the cash game lineup type of build that we're going to do for this video this week, pre-warning, don't copy and paste this lineup because it shows the certain plays that I want to get onto, but everything kind of moves around Sunday morning. But this is the type of build that I'm looking to do on DraftKings this week, the team jamming in option. You just have such a safe floor this week if you plug in those three running backs. Those are definitely the three running backs I want to play this week. Put in Cooks here. And then we're going to put in Renfro at the tight end position. let's plug in Darren Waller because I do like his price tag, and put in a random defense, Texans defense. I do actually like that defense this week. And then that shows the type of cash game build that we're going to be going after this week. A below 6K quarterback. You can either pay down at the tight end position and switch out a quarterback, and you can either pay down at your third wide receiver also as well. But Ryan Fitzpatrick, Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, DJ Moore, Brandon Cooks, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and the Texans defense. That's the type of team jamming in that I want to run it on DraftKings this week. And the same exact thing on FanDuel this week also as well. FanDuel's pricing is always just a tad bit softer than DraftKings in my opinion. But FanDuel even allows team jamming in to be even more contrarian because you can play different wide receivers on FanDuel because the price tags of them and stuff like that. DJ Moore, put in Brandon Cooks, Damiere Byrd. Let's just put in Byrd because I know he's a cheap option. We can put in Waller. This isn't the exact lineup that I'm playing, but this gives you an idea of how to build for this week. Those are the three exact running backs that I am playing this week, though. Team jamming in is in full effect this weekend. And let's plug in a random defense. That makes sense. Let's just say Cincinnati against Jacksonville. And that's the type of builds that you can build on FanDuel this week also as well. If you're looking for the reason why I say FanDuel is a little bit better for pricing is because on DraftKings, it's really hard to get those expensive quarterbacks in this week if you're playing expensive running backs. But on FanDuel this week, you can really kind of play everything how it is always. We got Zeke. I'm just showing you what one of my GPP lineups do look like, so you can get an idea of what I'm playing for GPPs. I like, if you don't know about me, I'm more of a single entry type of player than a 150 max type of player. It's pretty hard because if you know, those UFC Saturdays kind of get to you when it hits Sunday. We're going to put in Gabriel Davis just as a value play. I don't know if he will still be a value play when Sunday comes around. We're going to play Mike Gesicki just to run back somebody in that game. And then we're going to pick the Vikings defense because the Texans offensive line is really bad. And that just shows the type of different flexibility that you can do on FanDuel compared to DraftKings and GPPs. Let me know in the video section your start sit questions for this week. Let me go through the chat. I'm not going to answer you, Karen. That's a little bit inappropriate for this video. If I was on a UFC video, maybe a different day, but nah, not for the NFL videos. Let me know in the comments section if you guys have any questions, start sit questions for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video and you learned how to have a better lineup building idea of what to go after for this weekend. And make sure you check out Talking Hands podcast tonight at, I want to say 8 or 9 o'clock with Jeff and Preston. They have absolutely been slamming these last couple of weeks for the NFL. I mean, not the NFL, MMA. And, I'll be here for NFL for Sundays also as well. Sunday night football game stream. We have the Eagles and 49ers, my Eagles. Hopefully we don't get beat up, but we'll talk about some FanDuel in-game showdown slates. This last week, that's really what I've been trying to focus on the live videos have been the FanDuel DFS video in-game slates and stuff like that. But make sure you check out my Twitter over at Getting Bills. I post my UFC picks for this weekend. Very weird card. But thank you guys for hanging out in chat. It was always nice doing these type of videos. And that is it for this week. If you guys have any questions, follow me on Twitter over at Getting Bills, and I will answer it. Or you can drop your start sit questions in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm out.